Yakutsk, the coldest city on Earth. In winter, temperatures drop to minus 64 degrees Celsius. Living here is hard enough, let alone raising a family. You may remember the Pavlov's family from my previous film. Back then they had 22 kids. Now it's summer in Yakutsk and the family has grown even bigger. Today they are raising 28 children. In this film, you will meet the newest members of the family. Find out what it really takes to feed such a large family every day. See the daily grocery runs that could empty a store, and how Aleksandr is building a house that won't freeze even at minus 71 degrees Celsius. Morning begins early in the Pavlov family. By 7 a.m. the house is already alive. The day starts with a bathroom queue. With 20 kids living in the house, it's always a battle to see who gets in first. One of the newest members of the family is Milena, just 3 years old. She has already become part of the busy daily life. Breakfast in the Pavlov family begins with porridge and sandwiches that Oksana makes early in the morning. With 20 kids now living at home, there isn't enough space in the kitchen for everyone at once. So the Pavlovs follow their family rule: the youngest eats first, then the older ones take their turn. This summer the table has grown even fuller. 6 new children have joined their family: Roma, Valeria, Milena, Sainara, Alyosha, and the youngest, just a year and a half old, little Andrusha.
Сколько тебе лет?
Не знаю.
6, скажи.
6. Игнатьев Алёша.
Сколько тебе лет?
5.
Как тебя зовут?
Довольно. 5.
Тебе 5? Как тебя зовут? Милена зовут. Сколько тебе лет? Вот так покажи.
3.
3, скажи. Ага.
Меня зовут Рома, мне 8 лет.
For the Pavlovs, grocery shopping is not a once-a-week routine, it's an everyday necessity. With so many children in the house, something is always running out: bread, milk, eggs or tea. That's why Aleksandr and Oksana, often with the help of their older kids, head to the supermarket almost daily. What might last another family a whole week or even 2 is gone here in just one day. The sheer size of the family means shopping never really ends. The first stop on almost every shopping trip is the egg section. For a family this size, eggs are a daily essential. The Pavlovs go through around 60 eggs every single day, enough for breakfast, baking and cooking meals for 22 people still living at home. Another regular stop is the dairy section. With so many children, yogurt and milk disappear almost instantly. Today's shopping list includes 22 yogurts, 6 packs of cottage cheese, 6 packs of kefir, 5 packs of milk and 2 more loaves of bread, on top of the 4 that had already been bought earlier this morning. This amount of dairy will last the family just 1 or 2 days. The next stop is fruit. Oksana and her daughters have their favorite local market, a place they visit often because it sells in bulk at much lower prices. In Yakutia, fruit is a real luxury. A kilogram of apple can cost around $7, grapes around $10, and even simple vegetables like cucumbers can reach $6 per kilogram. Growing fruits and vegetables in Yakutia is impossible in the frozen ground, and in city shops prices are often far too high. But this wholesale market brings fresh fruit straight from the south. It's open only for a short time, but the prices are almost 6 times cheaper than in stores, making it a little more affordable for families like the Pavlovs. The sellers already know the Pavlov family well. When Oksana arrives with her children, they sometimes give a small discount, knowing how much fruit a family of 22 needs. Here Oksana can buy apples, grapes and melons at more affordable prices. It's still a big expense for the family, but with so many children, fruit is one of the few sweet treats that everyone enjoys. Over the years, grocery prices have risen sharply, making it even harder to keep up. When it comes to meat, the Pavlovs also buy it in bulk, whether it's entire deer, beef, pork, or chicken. For the Pavlovs, the bills never end, but somehow they always find a way to keep the household running.
Араспа биде күнгә, потому что бюн бойна попрокталды. Хасна памятте тора статкайлы, хозяйственная гаджем, тимдир тора, кинге тетрет, он мандак Аллах пана биде. Күнәй дуд баратора биде. Арас.
The decision to open their hearts and home to so many children came to Oksana when she was raising her own. A teacher by profession, she had always been drawn to children. Little Milena, just 3 years old, is always by her side, hugging her, reaching for the love she once missed. For Oksana, it's painful to see how deeply children crave for love, and impossible for her to ignore it. She gives Milena a Yakutian kiss, gently sniffing her head, a tradition here that runs deeper than a kiss, a gesture of love, warmth, and protection.
والنبوساس إبي بيها ألطو سمي كله أطول البطولة بتتهنا الأختار تبلنا تبيها حامل خنا غرادة بلا
جون بولان إللان يرختلان دروغي بولان إل بولان بينر ووترتون جيوت ترينان تسبامي إل بولان بولالارغر بغرب بيه.
Aleksandr and Oksana have been loving parents for over 20 years and married for more than 30. For them, family has always come first, opening their home and their hearts to give so many children the chance to grow up surrounded by love. Over the years, Aleksandr and Oksana have raised 4 of their own and welcomed 24 adopted children, creating one of the largest families in Yakutsk. The Pavlov family has a big house, about 3,800 square feet. Making sure there is enough space for everyone has always been important. With so many children under one roof, every corner has its purpose. Aleksandr created a dedicated space for workouts right inside the house, where the kids can train no matter the season. From a young age, he tries to instill in them a love for staying active, strong, and healthy. The Pavlov children regularly take part in local sports competitions. One of them, 13-year-old Yevgeny, trains in boxing with his father Aleksandr. Together they practice almost every day, and Yevgeny has already brought home medals from competitions. Outside, the kids make the most of the short Siberian summer. The yard is always full of noise and laughter as they play together. In Yakutsk, summer is brief but precious. Soon the temperature will swing from the heat of plus 30 degrees Celsius to the brutal cold of minus 50 degrees Celsius. For the Pavlov children, these months are a chance to enjoy the warm air and spend hours outdoors while it's still possible. And with so many brothers and sisters, there is never a shortage of playmates.
Я по сути научился. Да я научился.
Кем ты хочешь стать в будущем?
Я? Я хочу стать чемпионом.
Молодец.
Я хочу стать будущим пожарным врачом. Учителем, точнее. Сейчас. Воспитателем в садике.
Я еще не знаю.
Кем ты хочешь стать в будущем?
Профессиональным боксером. Я люблю стричь волосы.
В будущем я хочу стать, профессиональной волейболисткой. Иду в социальные сети. Вот. Я еще думаю, я пошла в 10 класс и надеюсь, я за 2 года найду свою настоящую профессию.
Асасты были на повара и кондитера учился. Повару барахмару. Я мерзну здесь.
Мне нравится работать с папой. Учить тут служат.
To make life a little easier for such a large family, Aleksandr is building a second house. It will give the children more space to play and more room to relax. Building here is never easy. If a foundation goes too deep, heat from the house can thaw the permafrost and make the ground shift. That's why Aleksandr sets the house on a raised platform that keeps the building stable above the frozen ground. Insulation is also critical. Aleksandr and his family fill the gaps between the wooden beams with jute fiber, making sure there are no drafts and the house stays airtight.
Bu urut bihalar bütçevit, bana bu. Onu hangardan, kohuttan tutan bildivit. Onu bu hangattan, bu арболиттен материал. Ühet Томас брус, ну, традиционный у нас. Bu cevit, bu tahanan штукатуркаланар. Bu tahanan еще тугунан полистиролынан, бестях полистиролынан утепляйдан ихтах. Онна таганан обшивкаланар. Bu қалыңа 4-5 сантиметр. Оттулар сылаға bu котел турар. Только расход газа на ганбах, но надежный. Манан твердое топливо, но маханан оттоха, чоғынан емет тоқа.
Держи, нет, я ножницами сделаю. Отрезай. Молодец.
Фруктов.
Вот сюда, наверх.
Этого нет.
Вот тут.
Фруктов. А как это?
Молодец.
Feeding a family this large takes a huge amount of food every single day. On average, the Pavlovs go through 6 loaves of bread, 3 bottles of milk, and nearly 20 liters of cooked food just to feed everyone for just one day. To keep up, the family try to grow vegetables as much as they can themselves and stock up for the long winter ahead. In their yard, potatoes are the main harvest, and late summer is the season to dig them up, pack them, and store them for the cold month. Oksana also grew tomatoes and carrots during the short summer. The family carefully preserves and stocks everything they can, but is far from enough to keep everyone fed, so they buy the rest from the markets. The Pavlovs also keep a family tradition of berry harvesting. In late summer, they head into the forest with buckets to collect cranberries, and the children always go along to help. For them, it's also a family tradition, a chance to spend time together in nature. Back home, Oksana turns the berries into cranberry jam, a favorite treat that the kids enjoy all winter long.
Что ты любишь больше всего делать?
Играть. Без матери.
Тебе нравится такая большая семья?
Да. Тут весело.
Что ты любишь делать больше всего?
Я люблю
А еще что любишь?
гулять.
Мне нравится, когда мы выходим на природу и играем в футбол. Мне в большой семье нравится то, что у нас здесь очень весело, дружно. Даже без телефона здесь весело. Просто подходишь, что можешь поиграть, выйти на улицу, на велике покататься.
Я являюсь одной из первых приемных детей семьи Павловых. Скучно у нас не бывает. Нам нравится смотреть фильмы по вечерам. Нам нравится, когда родители засыпают, выходить в летний дом, кушать, пить чай. Это всегда есть рядом люди, с которыми ты очень тесно связан.
Meanwhile, Oksana turns to one of her daily tasks, laundry. For a family of more than 20 people living under one roof, it never seems to end. Piles of clothes, bedding, towels move through the washing machine from morning until night, and just as one load is finished, another one is waiting. Oksana's house chores never stop. From cooking and cleaning to organizing the children's day, she works around the house from 6 a.m. till 1 a.m., leaving only 5 hours to sleep. But she is not alone. The children are used to helping their mother, folding clothes, cleaning dishes, and taking on small tasks that make life in such a big family possible. With their support, the house stays clean and tidy. It's end of August, and in just a few days, the Pavlov children will return to school. In Yakutia, the official first day of school is September 1st, a day known as the Day of Knowledge. For Oksana, this means another big task, making sure every child is ready. She has already bought a new school uniforms for them. The children are excited, trying on their fresh uniforms.
Ындырык туох үләй бандык ылан кырдык. Бир кем олор баккын. Эмие мандык хүрәрәм көтөгөн түнөр күнүстөрө кимере тугара чен парта такка тура. Олен.
Өрөбүлден хох, бухадной ден хох. Олора. Мама баколора. Бирге ке утуя. Алтагы турар, хеттагы турар.
Onu ben hapıt. Автоматически bir автомат kurduk. Bitti bunun.
Бараларын ол өтөттен ахаталаан таңыннаттан хуйян утуталаан баран жие хомуян инне.
After returning home, it's time to prepare lunch. Today's menu is beef with potatoes and veggies from the garden, along with fried Yakutian pancakes, always a favorite for the kids. Sasha, one of the older sons, loves cooking. He works as a chef in a local restaurant, but on weekends he prefers to cook for his family. He chops the wood, lights the fire, and takes charge of the outdoor cooking. For Sasha, these are the best moments, spending time with his parents and young brothers and sisters, cooking together in the yard, and enjoying the last warm days of summer before the cold returns.
Kasara hılas tutuk ne oldu? Bu же futbolkanın olur butunda. Atak ben müştam var hep. Avtobusla bu baralarına olur baralarına diyeyim baran. Baykalga var hacık var. Ona mora.
Çok sergin geçe.
Tut ol müştam. Tühen körübü. Böyle bakanı возможность вох. Туу көрдөрөкүм бар. Эре дойдуну көрдөрөкүм бар.
Хакайыр битин даганы, хакайыр геддаганы. Ишей бай тохтарга чугастыйчы баран. Бу мандык дойду дем курдук. Атак идяты бит биде хаттар бит киттечи. Аммага хунтарга эбедак бардактан мен барачы бит. Ишей бай.
Everyone gathers around for lunch, filling the tables inside and outside the house. With so many children, mealtime is never quiet. The little ones reach for pancakes and the older ones laugh and joke. Socrates once said there are three noble professions: doctors, lawyers, and teachers. But looking at Aleksandr, it's clear that parenting deserves to stand alongside them. For more than 20 years, they have devoted themselves to raising 28 children. It's not easy, but for them, the reward is simple: watching their children grow in happiness and love and find their own path. Thank you for watching. If you would like to support the Pavlov family and their dream, you can do it through the YouTube Thanks button below. Thank you for your support and for being part of their story.